All right, so communication is the most important skill in the world. Why is that? Well, it's simply because that's just how our society runs. We have to communicate with each other for things to work, you know? And do you know what happens when there's a miscommunication? Chaos. There's going to be chaos. There's going to be wars. That's how fights start. Breakups because of miscommunication. So that is why communication is the most important skill in the world. You got to know how to communicate. You're going to go far in life if you know how to communicate. You don't have to go to school, you don't have to go to university, but if you know how to communicate well, you can go far in life. So I have a friend who has speech impediment. He has a hard time speaking with others, communicating with people. He has a hard time gathering his thoughts and saying it to portray a message. I asked him this question because I asked him two questions because we want to explore our talents. We want to do something together to become better, to become better versions of ourselves. So these are the two questions I asked him. Would you rather improve on communication so you can unlock more potential? Like, if you improve your communication, you are able to go to different avenues. You will be able to unlock other potential skills that you may be able to handle. But if you don't want to improve on your communication, you can just go the other way where communication is not really required, where you can be a specialist onto something and be good at that, be a master at that. Let's say, you can be a music producer where communication is not really as much needed, but it's still needed. You can't escape communication. That's what I told him. That's why I made him choose. You have to think about this when you go home. After I drop you off, you have to think to yourself, do you want to go the route where you can exercise your communication skill? Or you want to go the other way where you don't need to exercise your communication as much, but you can be a master at something? So, I asked him those two questions. But to me, I really believe that you cannot escape communication. You always need to communicate with people. I cannot think of anything that does not require communication at this moment, like I cannot think of anything. What is something that doesn't really require communication? It's gonna make you think, right? Like, I think almost anything in life requires communication. So yeah, it's really hard to think of something that doesn't require communication. So that is why I believe communication is the most important skill. When we came out from our mother's womb, we start to develop our communication skills. That's how we start to communicate. That's the first skill that we try to learn, is how to communicate. We do hand gestures, we cry, because it's the most important skill. That's what we gotta learn. We gotta learn how to communicate. So yeah, man, it's just a thought in my mind, I just realized that communication is the most important skill. That's all. Learn how to communicate better, and we're gonna go far in life.